Some places in the city aren't hidden, but no one talks about them. Not because they're a secret, but because the people who know about them simply stay quiet. This is a story about a bench, a simple wooden bench in a quiet park, a bench where people go to wait for those who are no longer here. Son, there was a man named Leo, 54, lived alone. He had this quiet habit of walking late at night. Not because he was lonely, but because something about the silence felt more honest than the day. Each evening, he'd pass the same cafe, the one where he used to drink tea with his wife, and walk into a small park at the edge of town. Under an old tree stood a bench, worn down, wooden, faded paint, but somehow it always looked warm. Liang. One night, someone was already sitting there. A young woman, maybe 20 years old. She didn't look up when Leo sat down beside her. After a minute, he asked, "Are you waiting for someone?" She smiled slightly and said, "My best friend from childhood. He died a few years ago, but sometimes I come here because it feels like he might still sit beside me." Liang. After that, Leo noticed more people coming. A man in his 70s with a quiet stare, a woman holding an old leash in her hands, a teenager reading a torn photo. Everyone seemed to be waiting, not like people waiting for a bus, but like souls waiting for something to shift. They didn't cry. They didn't speak much, but you could feel it. They believed the ones they lost were near, just for a moment, just on that bench. Rao? One night, Leo asked the older man, "Why do people come here? Is this some kind of ritual?" The man smiled with tired eyes and said, "It's not magic. This bench just listens. Some places are loud. This one is quiet enough to hear what you carry inside." Then he added, "We don't come to remember them. We come to be with them, in memory, in feeling, maybe even in dreams." Dull. Leo had never said it out loud, but his wife had passed away 5 years earlier. It was cancer. Quick, unexpected. He never talked about it. But something about this place opened him up. It didn't ask questions. It just let him sit. And one night he whispered, "I don't know if I believe in the afterlife, but when I sit here, I swear she's beside me." Lo, time passed. The city painted the bench a new color, fixed the wood, replaced the bolts, but it was still the same bench. And the people still came. Some visited for weeks, then never returned. Others came once a year. And some were there every night like the stars. Ah, one evening, a small boy appeared, maybe 7 years old, holding a stuffed dog. He sat alone at first, swinging his legs. Leo joined him and gently asked, "Are you waiting too?" The boy nodded. "For my mom," he said quietly. "She told me if she ever had to go away, she'd come back, somehow. So I come here, just in case today is that day." Shang. That night, Leo stayed longer than usual. The air was still. No wind, no birds, no cars. He closed his eyes, and for the first time in 5 years, he felt her hand, soft, warm, resting over his. He didn't know if he was asleep. Didn't care. It felt real. That was enough. He smiled and said, "Thank you for coming." Liang? Leo never went back to the bench after that. Not because it lost its magic, but because something inside him had changed. He kept walking at night, past the same cafe, but he would glance at the bench from a distance and smile, because someone else was sitting there now, waiting. Tung, this isn't a ghost story. It's not fantasy. It's grief. It's memory. It's love that doesn't know how to say goodbye. We all have our own bench. Some of us haven't found it yet. Some of us don't want to. But one day, we sit, we wait, and for a moment, we are not alone.